Sure. Okay. Can you hear me? Can I have your attention? Can I have your attention, please? Good morning, everyone. I am declaring this important engagement open. This engagement, which is about accounting to our residents on what the executive of the city of Tshwane has achieved since they have come into office exactly a year ago. My name is Vuyo Zitumane, and my responsibility today is to program direct this important engagement. But before we proceed, I think it's important for us as South Africans to observe our tradition and protocol by opening this event. We have preceding national anthem, which I'm going to ask our choir, which is TMPD and EMS. In fact, I was instructed that I must mention EMS as well, because in most cases we always mention TMPD to their exclusion. I therefore call upon our choir to lead us with the national anthem, and I will request everyone to stand in recognition of our tradition.
Nkosi sikeleli Afrika, maluphakayisa uphondo lwayo, izwa imithandazo yethu. Nkosi sikelela thina, lusapho lwayo, murena buluka sitshaba sawesu, ufelise dintshwane Matshwenye, usibuluke, usibuluke sitshaba sa Yesu, sitshaba sa South Africa, South Africa. Et il blow fan on Yemen, et Égypte fan on ciel, on business for the France on volunteer, so they call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, TMPD and EMS. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Speaker of the Council, the chairpersons of council committees that are here, our First Lady of the City, our Executive Mayor, our First or Deputy First Gentleman of the City, our Deputy Executive Mayor, all the MMCs, members of our mayoral committee that are here today, the tallest man in this gathering, our city manager, the senior officials and the officials of the city of Tshwane. But most importantly, I would love to acknowledge our residents of Tshwane, to whom we are fully accountable to. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, we all know that government exists for the people. Hence, we are all here today to account to you. As I indicated, today is about accountability, which in simple terms means accepting a responsibility and its outcomes. As some of us may be aware, it has been exactly 1 year today that our current executive, that is the mayoral committee, under the leadership of our executive mayor, deputized by our deputy executive mayor, have been in office. Having accepted a responsibility at the time that was characterized by a number of challenges administratively, and those challenges ranged from revenue generation, which was at an undesirable situation or state, but also service delivery challenges that most of you that are here today experienced. And lastly, on governance-related issues, which was characterized by audit outcomes which were not consistent with the principles of good governance. So namhlanje silapha sizozixela ukuba senze ntoni in the last 12 months. And I must say to you, this executive that we have, it kept us on our toes. And the culture of the institution, or the highlights that they will be sharing with you today, would not have been achieved if they did not keep us on our toes. So today is about reflecting and reporting on where we have come and where we are. And the current executive agreed on 6 priorities for the city administration to implement. And each of the MMCs that we have here today will be presenting on that. So this is how our program is going to run. 1, I've already welcomed you and opened this session and indicated to you why you are here. We'll have the city manager that is going to give us an overview of the event and its purpose. Then we call on our executive mayor to set the scene. Thereafter, each of the MMCs will report on the 6 priorities that I've already articulated. And after that, we have a mayoral address, further committing to you, and then we'll have a vote of thanks. Hopefully, we will take not more than 2 hours for this event so that each and every one of you can go back home to fulfill your responsibilities, and as administrators, we can go back to work to do what we are paid to do. So without wasting time, I'm going to call upon the city manager just to tell us about the event and why we are here.
A very good morning to each and every one of you, Executive Mayor, Deputy Executive Mayor, the members of the Mayoral Committee, the Speaker of Council, the other city officials, the residents of Tshwane, the members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here this morning, as the program director has indicated, to share highlights with our most cherished stakeholders on key service delivery achievements and progress that has been made since this administration was installed in October last year. We are obliged as a communicative and a transparent government and administration to give feedback and to account to our communities on the work done, as well as the challenges that we have faced. So when this political administration assumed office, they gave us, as has indicated, our marching orders, 6 key priorities on which this administration will be anchored. They are the following: financial stability and revenue enhancement, economic revitalization and investment attraction, infrastructure development and service delivery acceleration, a safe and clean city, social services and community well-being, and lastly, strengthening governance and customer care. And as been indicated, each of the members of the mayoral committee would then expand on these. I can unequivocally say that the Tshwane workforce, under the stewardship of the administrative executive, has crossed all of the T's and dotted all of the I's to ensure deliveries on our commitments, challenges notwithstanding, and trust me, there were many of them. So this administration, together with us as executive, conceptualized a program to achieve the above listed priorities, aptly coined Rea Spana, which means we are working. And we crisscrossed all of the 7 regions to introduce the new executive and for the executive to share with the residents of the city the detailed plans that we intended to implement with a view to propelling the city forward. We have made, and I say that with all respect, great strides in this respect. Our finances have stabilized. There is greater enthusiasm from the private sector and business communities to invest in the city. The city is cleaner, and we are proud of having the honor of being named as the safest metro to live in. Although the levels of crimes are still unacceptably high across the country, but we at Tshwane shall not rest until all of the residents, especially women and children, feel free and safe to walk the streets without fear of becoming another crime statistic. Despite good progress that we have made in most of the service delivery areas, there are 2 perennial areas that are a persistent headache and that gives us literally sleepless nights: power and water supply outages. These challenges, especially power outages, are often caused by theft and vandalism of infrastructure. The upside, though, is that we are gradually getting a good handle on this with the establishment of dedicated business units that will look at electricity and at water matters. I'm confident that when we come to account again this time next year, we will not only have a good story to tell as we have now, but it will indeed be a better story that we will tell. A good government is one that has empathy and listens to its residents. As someone once observed, people do not care how much you know until they know how much that you care. Also, I would like to express gratitude to the committed, dedicated, passionate and motivated Tshwane workforce, without whom there would be no service delivery. Thank you, colleagues. They are our true ambassadors, and they toil day and night to repair burst pipes, fix street lights, and often they work in dangerous conditions. We understand the financial burden that they face daily, and we are working very hard to ensure that they get what is due to them. We are working hard to improve our financial situation to enable us to honor all of our commitments. Lastly, I wish to also extend my thanks to the executive, the political executive, for the support they have given us to execute the mandate of providing quality services for our residents. Ladies and gentlemen, Tshwane, it's our city. Tshwane is our pride. I thank you. Kia leboga, baie dankie, enkos.
I'm not as tall as him. Can someone help me here? Indeed, we are a city on the rise, and that has been characterized by the stakeholder confidence in us and the number of accolades and awards that we're getting as a city. And indeed, City Manager, we really need to thank our workforce for the dedication and the conviction that they are displaying all the time. We would not be where we are if it was not for them. And again, emphasize that we are blessed to have the executive that is leading us. We are a team, hence the good results that we are getting. Now, let me call the First Lady of the city, our Executive Mayor, Dr. Nasiphi Moya, to set the scene for us. Over to you, Ian.
Thank you so much, COO. There are a gentleman at the back who says, "Study volume, is it fine?" Eh? You can't hear? How about now? Yes. You know what I love about this generation? They know what they deserve and they ask for it. Can we work together going forward if the volume is fine? Amandla to you, Matuke. Deputy Executive Mayor, members of the Mayoral Committee, the Speaker of Council, Section 79 chairpersons, fellow councillors, the leaders of political parties represented in our coalition, members of the diplomatic corps, the students that are our special guests today. This is our succession plan. When we are done, you guys must take over. So please pay attention, whatever we say here. In 5 years' time, we want you to be the one delivering this message to the residents. So please be with us. We want to thank the workers of Tshwane who have applied to be here for the few hours. So you can so you can take the message to your colleagues and share what is it that this administration has achieved so far. We want to thank the leaders of community that have set aside their very busy morning to come and hear us out. We want to thank the members of the community that said we don't want to hear it only when it's on TV, but will come and support this administration so you can continue to hold us accountable. Want to thank the members of the media that throughout these 12 months, they've been with us and helped us to take the message to each and every household, not only in the city of Tshwane, but countrywide. Thank you so much, colleagues, and thank you for continuing to hold us accountable. We have made a promise that will be accessible as this administration, that we will be held accountable, but also will be responsive. But with your help, we have been able to achieve that. I want to thank the residents of Tshwane that for the past 12 months have given us their support, where they understood where we started and they were not soft on us. They still asked for what they deserved, but they've been very supportive. So we want to thank our residents, and we want to say there's best that's still coming to you because you deserve it. So thank you so much. I want to thank the senior officials, the city manager and his executive that has marshaled the troops, that today we can proudly stand here, that we don't need to hide from residents because we've done the work. It may not be perfect, but we've done the work. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say welcome. I know you've been welcomed, but welcome. And we want you to listen and walk the journey with us and continue to work the journey with us. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we meet in a public space for this government to account to the people of Tshwane, to say openly what we have achieved and where we have fallen short during our first year in office. We've done this exercise when we completed the first 100 days, the first 175 days. We're doing it again, and we will continue to do so. 1 year ago, this multi-party coalition government was constituted, and we made a promise that will restore our capital city, that this will be a capital city that we are all proud of, that our homes, when we say we are from Tshwane, will say that with pride. We committed to honesty, accountability, and unity of purpose. When doomsayers say that the coalition cannot survive for 3 months, we showed them, and for as long as you share what is important, and that is the commitment to improve the lives of our people, anything is possible, not barring the challenges that we have faced. We undertook to fix what was broken and to bring government closer to the people it serves. We took an administration that was not leading the people of Tshwane. Where you are calling for a public meeting, only 8 residents would show up to meetings because the residents were disconnected from their government. This report back marks 1 year of that journey, ladies and gentlemen. Tshwane is the beating heart of our nation. It is the seat of government and diplomacy, where decisions that shape South Africa's future are made. It is home to universities and research institutions that nurture young minds and power innovation. It is a city of enterprise, where new businesses, formal and informal, where they work side by side with determination to build a better life. From the markets of Marabastad to the townships of Mamelodi, from the lecture halls of Soshanguve to the office parks of Centurion, Tshwane moves with energy, purpose, and ambition. It is also a city of culture and faith. Our music, sport, and art bring people together. Every weekend, churches, mosques, and community halls come alive with gatherings to remind us of who we are. In every neighborhood, there is movement and there's hope. Tshwane belongs to all who call it home, young and old, rich and poor, urban and rural, building a capital that reflects the best of South Africa. It is a city full of potential, but also one that faces deep and enduring challenges. In October 2024, when this coalition took office, Tshwane was in crisis. Tshwane was in crisis. The city's finances were unstable after years of tabling unfunded budget with a deficit of an average of 4 billion rand per annum. Debt was mounting, with the city on the verge of defaulting over 6.7 billion rand owed to Eskom. Confidence of residents was crumbling. Infrastructure was collapsing. Investment into maintenance was close to zero. There was no funding to build new bulk infrastructure. Many communities felt forgotten and left behind. Government meetings with the residents in marginalized areas had stopped. IDP engagement had become a tick box exercise. Service delivery was uneven and in some areas entirely absent. Communities like Mabopan and Oliven were left to fend for themselves. The city's audit outcomes were poor. The city received 1 adverse findings and 2 consecutive qualified audits. There was no clear economic strategy to drive recovery or create jobs. Years of low growth had deepened unemployment and widened inequality. Our economy was still recovering from the impacts of COVID without a clear path forward. Residents had lost faith. Many no longer believed that government could deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, I reflect on this so you understand when my colleagues deliver the progress that we have made, where we started in this administration. We came in with a commitment to change that, and we did keep that commitment. We promised to restore stability, rebuild services, and bring back financial discipline. We committed to strengthening governance and serving all communities equally without favor or neglect. 1 year later, I can confidently say Tshwane is rising. The progress is real. The foundation is stronger. Fellow residents, I do not say this lightly. I say this because even you are starting to see this. Independent agencies have confirmed that the city's finances are stabilizing and Tshwane's stable outlook, noting improved debt and liquidity management. In April this year, global credit ratings revised our outlook from negative to positive. Their assessment highlighted better fiscal control, easing liquidity risks, and an operating surplus for the second consecutive year. For the first time in years, Tshwane has tabled a fully funded budget. We have reached a payment agreement with Eskom and we have reduced the debt by over 1 billion rand in a space of a few months. These are not slogans or aspirations. They are measurable steps towards a recovery. Service delivery is improving in all areas of the city. Roads are being resurfaced and repaired, even if we are not doing it at the pace that we desire, but we are making progress. Substations and water reservoirs are being secured following a wave of vandalism and sabotage that we have experienced at the city. The renewal of the municipal fleet is underway. We are increasing our internal capacity. We are reducing our reliance on contractors because our officials have asked for it. They said, if you can just give us the equipment, we've got the capacity, we've got expertise, and that's what we are giving to them. And we'll see that the vehicles that we are showing today is just one of the examples to show that we are building this city. We are modernizing our water and sanitation systems to prevent further decline and ensure reliable supply. We are working to ensure that the residents of Hammanskraal that has not had water for 20 years are starting to have water. Residents of Ramotsi, Kekana Gardens are finally drinking water from their taps. While there is a delay in the delivery, we are also pushing for the Rooiwal upgrades to ensure that we have a long-term solution to the issue of Hammanskraal. We have also restored direct communication with our residents. Through the city's Imbizo programs, we have visited all 7 regions throughout the year. We have met communities face to face. We have spoken to our residents and we have listened and we have reported back. These engagements are building trust. They are proving that this government is present and responsive. No longer are IDP meetings a tick box exercise run by a government that ignored those outside its constituency. Our goal has been simple: to remove the divide between affluent areas and previously disadvantaged areas, where service standards once reflected inequality instead of fairness. That work continues every single day. The economy is responding, ladies and gentlemen. According to Statistics South Africa's latest quarterly labor force survey, Tshwane in the quarter 2 created 3,000 jobs that were created in Gauteng. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 85% of all the new jobs in Gauteng. It is more than the combined job gains in cities such as the city of Cape Town, eThekwini, and the city of Johannesburg. This growth is not an accident. It reflects the early implementation of our Tshwane economic revitalization. The economy of the city has been sluggish, from growing at 6% average in 2011 and to growing to 0.3% in 2023, and there was no plan to revive the economy. Our economic strategy provides a clear roadmap for investment and job creation. We went for a target that our opposition said that it is not achievable. 3.9% economic growth that we are going for by 2029. We said we'll do this by ensuring that we attract value of 17 billion to 26 billion of investment into our city. And with those investments, we are aiming to create 80,000 jobs in a space of 5 years, both in the informal and the formal sector. Through this strategy, we are supporting industry, attracting private capital, and building a stronger foundation for inclusive growth. Ladies and gentlemen, we have also made progress in building a safer city. Through the Reclaim Our City campaign, we've stepped up our bylaw enforcement and crime prevention. All of you sitting here, you know that you can have your jokes, you can play around, but pounce on you. And that is what we were aiming for. You don't just come to our CBD and park where you want. You don't just open a shop because you feel like it and ignore our laws. We don't come here and want to start drug dens in our communities and think nothing will happen to you. We have stabilized areas like Jugu Lane, where we were receiving the statistics from the Minister of Police that Jugu Lane is not what it used to be. It's because of the work of the men and women in uniform who went into Jugu Lane, sacrificed their lives, and made sure that Jugu Lane was stabilized. The work is not over, ladies and gentlemen. We need to continue. And we thank our men in uniform, both the TMPD and the EMS, who keep us very safe in our city. Fellow residents, we are under no illusion. Many challenges remain, and city manager touched on some of these. Water and electricity losses are still too high. Infrastructure backlogs are deep. In the space of 10 years, we need to make sure we develop infrastructure to the tune of 58 billion rands. Our audit outcomes must improve. Some regions will still wait too long for maintenance and repairs. But we are confronting these issues with the same resolve that has brought us this far. This progress belongs to the people of Tshwane and to the coalition that governs in its name. It has been achieved through teamwork and a shared commitment to rebuilding. And I would particularly like to thank the mayoral committee that did not send mixed messages to the officials, that we stand together even at the most of the difficult times that we encountered to ensure that we deliver to the residents of Tshwane. I want to particularly thank the leadership of the parties that through their wisdom, we are here today as this coalition, and that is the leadership of the African National Congress, the Economic Freedom Fighters, Action SA, AIC, DOP, PA, ATM, Good, and the PAC of Azania. We thank the leadership for their wisdom. Together, we've shown the collaboration, that collaboration can succeed where conflict once prevailed. We also want to thank officials and frontline teams. They work under tough conditions, but they continue to serve with professionalism and pride, and indeed have put meaning to igniting excellency. This morning, I'm joined by my colleagues, the members of the mayoral committee, who will report on progress in their own portfolios. They will speak to the 6 priorities that have already been outlined. These reports show the steps we have taken and the work that still lies ahead. Fellow residents, 1 year ago we inherited a city in crisis. Today, we present a city that is on the rise. The road ahead is long, but the direction is clear. Our capital is stronger, our government is more accountable, our communities are more connected. Tshwane is rising, and we must rise together. Thank you so much.
I think from the response, we can safely say, even if we were to close this program, you are very happy. Is that right? I'm joking. Thank you, Executive Mayor. The EM has really given us an account of the state of an institution that, as this new executive, and especially under the leadership of the mayor and the deputy mayor, it painted a very bleak picture at the time. She has spoken about the challenges ranging from disruption of service delivery, specifically in electricity and water, challenges around our transport and the road infrastructure, challenges of human settlement, our weak financial state as an institution, governance-related issues relating to a qualified one city, one celebrated EM for getting a qualified audit opinion. They did not get it right. They thought that they had done very well. So I don't want to fall in the same trap. But she has spoken about the economic decline, the crime and safety challenges of the city, the cleanliness and the waste management, but also ineffective social services. She has indicated also at a high level what highlights have we achieved as an institution, including the bold targets that the current executive had set for the institution. So at this stage, given the challenges that have been shared with you, I am going to call upon our Deputy Executive Mayor, who is responsible for the Group Financial Services, to tell us that given the challenges that we had and the baseline has been shared with you, where are we as an institution? Over to you, Deputy Executive Mayor.
Kaleboga Sisvuyo, our COO and the Program Director, Dumelang, Lekai, thank you very much, Executive Mayor, for indeed laying the foundation and setting the scene. Members of the mayoral committee, my colleagues who have been at hard work for the past 12 months, the officials of the city led by Johan Metla, the city manager, the members of the media, councillors, community leaders, residents of Tshwane, and the wonderful Matuke. I'm given the responsibility to share with you the pulse of the city, which is live and pumping at the rate which is medically fit. Today we gather not just to reflect, but to account to the people of Tshwane on the progress we have made over the past year, a year defined by discipline, difficult choices, and laser-focused actions. When this multi-party coalition government took place, we inherited a city under severe financial strain. We were confronted by cash flow crisis, historical debt deadlocks, billing challenges, and a very worrying decline in revenue collection. We made a commitment to restore order, bring stability, and rebuild confidence. And today, I can say with meaning our short-term assets could not even cover half of our liabilities. As of September 2025, this ratio has improved to 0.88 basis point, meaning an increase or an improvement in only 12 months. This is not just a number. It signifies that we are steadily closing the gap between what we owe and what we own, moving closer to the financial resilience. Secondly, our cash and cash equivalents, the lifeblood of the municipal operations, have grown from 835 million rands to 1.9 billion rands. Another more than 50% increase. This growth represents a crucial buffer that allows the city to pay its obligations on time, respond to emergencies, and plan more effectively. Thirdly, in the first quarter of the current financial year, the city recorded a budget surplus of 1.9 billion rands. This is a significant turnaround. It reflects stronger revenue collection, prudent budgeting, and tighter expenditure controls. This surplus has allowed us to keep the 2025 budget funded. Perhaps it's important that I underscore this one. The budget that we are having as the city of Tshwane, the capital city of the Republic, is funded. And more importantly, prevented the city from sliding back into the financial crisis. The funded budget was achieved after many, many years of financial mismanagement. A key focus of the past year has been to deal decisively with the legacy debt, especially to our major creditors. The funded budget was endorsed by Treasury because it makes financial sense and it is financially prudent. The city historical ESCOM debt stood at 6.6 billion. Over the past year, we have successfully reduced this by 1.1 billion rands. At the same time, we have ensured that the current ESCOM account remains fully paid, up to date, and achieved that had eluded us for years. This wonderful gesture has attracted a very, very economical letter from ESCOM called an appreciation letter. There is not just numbers, it's not rhetoric. We have restored credibility of the finances of the city. This progress was recognized externally. The global rating agency recently affirmed that the city of Tshwane long-term rating is at CCZA and revised our financial outlook from stable to positive. This revision, while modest, is a meaningful signal to investors, creditors, and residents that the city is moving in the right direction and it is rising. Additionally, we have fully settled our historical unfortunate 4.36 billion VAT liability, a historic financial overhang that have burdened the city for years. Settling this huge liability have freed up financial space. The city now have a breather, reduced legal risk, and restored confidence in our financial outlook. Program Director Sisvuyo, financial stability is not achieved by cutting costs only. It requires a robust revenue base, and this is where progress has also been significant. Over the past year, the city has stabilized its collection rate, achieved over 99% invoice dispatching, ensuring that bills reach customers reliably and on time. Increased billing accuracy to 90%. Reduced billing growth of 5.5 year-on-year, indicating an expanding and strengthening revenue base. At the same time, we have made deliberate efforts to address the massive debt book, which once stood at 35 billion rands. Through initiatives like Tshwane Reatima, which focuses on credit control and disconnection for non-payment, and the Noble Debt Relief Scheme, which encourages customers to settle areas by offering structured relief, we are now hovering around 28 billion rands, a reduction of 7 billion rands in our debtors book. This is a large amount, and areas recovery remains one of our toughest challenges. but the direction is crystal clear. We are collecting more, building better, and enforcing stronger credit control more than ever. Financial recovery must go hand in hand with strong governance and accountability. When we assumed office, the city faced 13 audit findings, reflecting widespread non-compliance and weak internal commitments. Over the past year, through improved record keeping, strengthened consequence management, target audit and remedial work streams, and audit tracking, we have reduced the qualifications to 6, with no scope limitation in the current audit cycle. This is a significant step towards achieving a clean audit, and it reflects growing culture of accountability and transparency within the administration. Tshwane residents, we have achieved 100% submission rate to the Auditor General. While we have achieved much, our work is far from over. As we are moving out of the woods created by mainly COVID-19, our cash position remains thin and areas collection needs to be intensified. The city is still walking a financial tightrope, but with a firmer footing than before. We are embarking on off-balance sheet to ensure there's revenue protection. Our priorities for 2025-26 are clear and targeted. Number 1, build stronger reserve to cover at least 3 months of operating costs, creating real financial resistance. Number 2, intensify revenue recovery by cleansing the indigent register, enforcing areas collection, and improving customer relations. Number 3, maintain 100 payment compliance with ESCOM and rainwater, ensuring uninterrupted bulk services. Number 4, push towards achieving, this is close to my heart, a clean audit by 2026. Residents of Tshwane and officials, this administration have demonstrated through action that disciplined financial management delivers results. In just 12 months, Tshwane have moved from cash crisis to cash stability, from unchecked debt to structured repayment, from audit qualification to improved governance, from billing backlogs to improved revenue, and from delayed payments to 7 days payment on all capital projects. There are no abstract achievements. They are building blocks of a city that works, a city that can maintain roads, deliver clean running water, keep communities safe, and drive development. Not videos that seek to undermine the sterling works. But we must remain vigilant. Sustaining this progress will require continued focus, tough decisions, and collective accountabilities from the leaders, officials, communities, and business alike. Let us consolidate these gains and build a stronger, more resilient foundation for Tshwane. Because a financially stable Tshwane is a sustainable service delivery Tshwane. A financially stable Tshwane is a city that inspires confidence. And a financially stable Tshwane is a beautiful future for our residents. We have averted a situation where our account was supposed to be attached. We are paying our employees on time. Upon coming into office, we managed to pay our employees their bonuses, not in a staggered manner like the previous regime. Our current preoccupation is to ensure that we get 3.5% increase for our employees. That's our preoccupation, not political gimmicks. Our second preoccupation is to translate the pledges made amount to 86 billion rand into commitment. So the coming 3 months, Tshwane will be a construction site. I thank you.
Let's clap more. We are getting our 3.5% salary increases. Let's clap more. We are getting our bonuses. Thank you very much, DM. Indeed, we are a city on the rise. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that half of the municipalities in this country, their employees have to pray very hard every month to ensure that they get paid their salaries. So for us to move from a cash cover of less than 3 months to a reasonable period, which I'm not going to mention, it's something that we really should be grateful for and thank everyone who has made it to be possible. So the DM is confirming that Imula money is no longer a problem, and it's coming and coming, and we'll be reinvesting the same back to the services that we so much need. Thank you very much, DM. Indeed, we are hopeful that we are going to get an unqualified audit opinion, and I can promise you that we are very convicted as officials to go towards a clean audit where literally we have no findings. Thank you very much for that account. Now let's call our MMC, and I think you would be very much interested in what she has to say. The mayor did indicate that our economy has been on the decline for a number of years, and we have set bold targets to increase our growth rate to, is it 3.9%, which is really very ambitious. But with the recent precedent where we have created about 85% of the jobs that have been created nationwide, I think that is doable. Let me call upon Mama Sarah just to excite us and tell us about the economic development initiatives that the city is embarking on. Over to you, Madam.
Good morning, South Africa. Good morning, Tshwane. What an exciting time to be here in the capital city. Look around. Can you see that the jacaranda tree is blooming? So that, what does that mean? It means that this administration is working, colleagues. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Let me stand on the protocol that has already been observed. Partners in business and fellow residents, the heartbeat of a thriving city lies in the strength of the economy. When we assumed office in October last year, Tshwane's economy was very stagnant, with a growth of only 0.3%. This reflected years of decline and inactive. Investors' confidence was very low. Major developments were stalled, and many city strategic assets lay idling and underutilized. Since 2015, there's been so much structure that informal sectors that was absolutely nothing that was done thanks to the previous administration. The city lacked a coherent strategy to develop SMEs, to develop their vital role in driving the economy and creating jobs. We inherited an economy that is so disconnected from the aspiration of the people of Tshwane. We had an experience where the residents of Tshwane were putting on the other side, the administration were on the other side. So we are saying the residents of Tshwane, we are here, we want to make an impact, and whatever we are doing, we're going to be doing with you. Together, we're going to rise. Over the past year, the city of Tshwane has taken a deliberate step to reposition itself as a competitive, investment-friendly metro hub. Our goal is to ensure that economic growth translates into opportunities for residents, entrepreneurs, as well as investors alike. Central to this is what the EM and the DM has already alluded to, Tshwane Economic Revitalization Strategy. It is our blueprint for stimulating sustainable growth, revitalizing key priorities, attracting investment, and unlocking township economy. Specifically, we are on track to attract 17 billion and 26 billion in new investment, create 80,000 new jobs in the formal and informal sector, accelerate accelerated growth between 3.3% and 4.6%. So I just want to reiterate what the EM and DM have already said. A significant milestone under what we call it has been successfully hosting of the Tshwane Investment Summit. For sure you all saw that it was for the first time in this city that we are hosting an investment summit. This investment summit brought together domestic and international investors, developers, business leaders. It showcased Tshwane's strategic opportunities from countries precincts such as Roslyn, Vonelborn, as well as Bon Accord, to a major infrastructure project that will shape the city's economic landscape over the next 5 years. The summit generated a tangible investors' interest and strengthened partnership with the private sector, resulting in 86 billion rand in new investment pledges that support our development agenda. It also created a pipeline for catalytic projects that will drive job creation and urban renewal. Through this process, we are laying the groundwork to make Tshwane a leading investment destination in the whole country. Equally so, it is important to our economic revitalization that it provides support to the SMEs that are the backbone of the local economy and the key driver of innovation, employment, and inclusive growth. Our past 12 months as this administration, we have expanded the SMEs growth, providing 1,050 SMEs and 179 cooperatives with businesses development, mentorship, partnership, and improve access to the procurement of the city's opportunity. We are finalizing procurement framework which will prioritize city-based suppliers and ensure municipality spending cycles within our local community. This will empower township entrepreneurs and emerging businesses. The informal trading regulation portal has already brought structure to the informal sector with thousands and thousands of traders who normally register and be able to benefit from the city's support. To effect the full effect of our growth agenda, we are unlocking value of their city's assets and strategic land parcels. For too long, large portion of municipal lands have remained underutilized and trapped in the administration bottlenecks. Under TERS, we are changing that. A comprehensive asset audit and valuation exercise has been completed, a clear framework in place to lease or partner strategic assets through PPP. This land release strategy is a key to enable industrial growth and affordable housing project. By 2029, we aim to integrate these assets to fully be able to be utilized and make sure that we do have the spatial vision to ensure that the strategic site contributes to economic growth and social development. Partners in business and fellow residents, this initiative forms a coherent and ambitious agenda to unlock Tshwane's full economical potential. Through this partnership, clear planning, decisive action, we are building an inclusive community. To this end, I just want to also tell you that we do have another program that we just launched during the Economic Revitalization Summit, where we have what we called Ituba. Ituba program is one program that we initiated as this administration, but we want to make sure that we help the youth to have these job opportunities. So you just have a look out to them on this program so that you can be able to get this opportunity. And from other in job creation as well, we have what we call public employment program. And this year, we'll be able to absorb 2,780 new entrants. So with this information, we are saying Tshwane is the safest city. Please explore Tshwane. Tshwane is the wildest area. Tshwane is rising. Let's rise together. Thank you so much.
So from umnotho to job creation for the youth, and I did not hear you clapping to that. We have bold and ambitious interventions to ensure that the city of Tshwane becomes the economic hub, wherein, that's what the MMC emphasized, that we are also looking at our procurement policy, review it in such a way that it gives preference to local SMMEs. Can't you clap to that? We can't buy water from people that are coming from outside when you can produce that locally. Thank you very much, MMC. I won't attempt to summarize what you have said, except to say that we have a robust plan that we have put in place that is focusing on retaining the current investors whilst also focusing on attracting the new investors. Because when you have investors that you retain, you make sure that the current jobs that we have, we don't lose. But when you attract, it means that you are adding over and above what you have. Now we're going to an important cluster, and not that I had it, but it's important that we have water and electricity at all times. It's important that we have roads that we can drive in, but also it's important that we have human settlements that are growing with the necessary infrastructure. And as such, we have 3 MMCs that will be coming to present on these areas. In this order, we're going to call upon MMC Franz Bosciello to tell us about the initiatives that we are implementing as a city to make sure that there is consistent supply of water and consistent supply of electricity. Immediately, he will be followed by MMC Tlangi Mukhale, who is going to tell us about the road and transport initiatives. And then the last one, but also equally important, our Alderman Aaron Maluleka to tell us about the human settlement. So, MMC, can I invite you?
Hala hala, the citizens of Tshwane, hala hala. Let me join my colleagues by starting to greet the first citizen of the city of Tshwane, our Honorable Executive Mayor, Dr. Moya, and also our Deputy Executive Mayor, our MMC's presence here, our Council Speaker, the Ward Councillor, and the other councillors present today, the city manager and his officials. Exactly 12 months ago, when we took over, Tshwane's core infrastructure was in serious decline. Our water and sanitation systems were aged and leaking. Electricity supply was unreliable and fragmented. The city faced mounting service backlog, high non-revenue water, and persistent electricity losses. Over the past year, we have focused on restoring reliability, investing in essential upgrades, and improving response time. While visible progress has been made, Tshwane's infrastructure challenges remain significant and will require sustained investment and disciplined maintenance to build a resilient city for the future. It is my honor to report back on the progress we have made in strengthening Tshwane's energy and electricity services over the past year. This work is about ensuring that every household, business, school in our city has reliable access to the power they need. Over the past 12 months, our newly established energy and electricity business unit has worked tirelessly to expand connection, upgrade infrastructure, and improve supply stability. I'm proud to share some highlights to you. We completed the electrification of Mamelodi Extension 37, connecting 350 households to the grid. We installed 490 new LED street lights against a target of 350 in Region 1 and 6. We also added more than 90 new high-mast lights across the communities. These steps have improved visibility and enhanced safety at night. With respect to infrastructure, we have made major progress with key substations. The IA substation upgrade is now complete, improving supply stability in Soshanguve and surrounding communities. This comes after years of neglect in the area. The Roslyn substation refurbishment is advancing, bringing relief to the automotive sector and neighboring communities. Work continues on Moitloof, Monavani, Pyramid, and Vabartrans substation, which will secure long-term supplies to fast-growing areas. Construction has also begun with ESCOM on the Wildebeest Infeed Station, a project that will add significant new capacity to the city's grid. We also launched a program to roll out smart prepaid electricity meters citywide. These meters help residents manage their usage more effectively and help the city reduce losses and illegal connections. Alongside this, we strengthened our 11 kV cable network to reduce outages and improve resilience. But residents, we must be honest about the challenges we face. Our infrastructure is under attack. Theft, vandalism, and deliberate sabotage of electricity cables, transformers, and substations have caused repeated blackouts in many communities. This criminal activity costs the city billions, disrupts the life of residents, and affects small businesses, and puts life at risk when hospitals, clinics, and emergency services are hit. Let me be clear, sabotage of electricity infrastructure is an economic sabotage. It is an attack on our city's ability to grow and prosper. This is why we are working closely with law enforcement, the SAPS, the Hawks, and the private partner to strengthen security. We are installing CCTV cameras and motion detection system at high-risk sites and increasing patrols by the Tshwane Metro Police Department as part of our integrated asset protection strategy. Despite these challenges, our progress shows what is possible. We are also modernizing our grids by including latest technology like panels that are fire resistant and also latest stages of protection substation that do not treat the whole areas when one section has failed. We have also completed a video wall at the capital parks, which allow the system operator to have a wide view of electricity network. We are also expanding access and building for the future. But we cannot do it alone. We need every resident to partner with us to report cable thefts, to use power responsibly, and to stand together against those who want to keep Tshwane in the dark. Our commitment is very clear. We will build a stable, modern, and secure electricity network that supports investments, powers our homes, and lights our communities. On water and sanitation, water is life and sanitation is dignity. As the leadership entrusted with these essential services, we carry the responsibility of ensuring that every household, school, clinic, and businesses in Tshwane have reliable access to both water and sanitation. It is no secret that when this multi-coalition government assumed office, we inherited a city in crisis. Water security was fragile, infrastructure had been neglected, and sewer spillages and water losses have become a daily reality for many communities. In spite of these challenges, progress has been made. Over the past year, the newly established Water and Sanitation Business Unit has driven a key intervention to stabilize supply, improve maintenance, and move Tshwane closer to meeting national compliance standards. Our water security program has made strides through the optimization of bulk sources such as reed flay, Roteplat, and bronchosprayed water treatment plants. These upgrades are essential to securing sustainable supply to our growing population. Alongside this, we have advanced critical infrastructure projects, including a rival wastewater treatment plant phase 1, pump station construction in Region 2, Ward 74, sewer pump station upgrades in Region 3, Ward 7. We have also embarked on the replacement of steel pipelines in Region 4, Ward 65. These interventions are vital for stabilizing our network and preventing catastrophic failures. Compliance remains a priority. The city is actively working towards achieving both blue drop and green drop standards for water and wastewater quality. 148 million proposals is in progress to strengthen compliance and ensuring that the water reaching households is safe and our wastewater systems protect public health and the environment. We cannot shy away from our greatest challenges. Non-revenue water losses are currently at 37.2%. This is far above acceptable levels and represent both financial and service delivery risk. We are intensifying leak detection, pipe replacement, and billing systems improvements to address these losses. Bulk supply optimization in high-pressure regions such as Soshanguve, Mabopane, and Ikareng, where demand far exceeds infrastructure capacity. Repairs to this critical infrastructure, including the Bloemendal sewer pump station, are underway to restore reliability. It must be acknowledged that this administration has been able to provide residents of Ikareng with reliable water after years of neglect by previous governments. Of course, challenges remain. Budget constraints limit the speed of refurbishment, theft, vandalism, and even extortion on project sites continue to delay delivery. Land evasions also place an unsustainable pressure on our bulk services. Throughout improved security partnership, stronger law enforcement, and better coordination across departments, who are pushing back against these obstacles. Honorable guests, the road to universal access to safe water and dignified sanitation is long and complex. But Tshwane is moving forward. We are laying new pipes, modernizing pump station, tightening compliance systems. We are also reducing losses, optimizing bulk supply, and protecting our water sources. Most importantly, we are rebuilding trust. Our residents deserve a city where taps run when turned on, where drains flow as they should, and where infrastructure supports growth rather than stifles it. Together, with determination and discipline, we will ensure that Tshwane offers reliable, safe, and dignified basic services. I thank you.
So, in simple terms, we are saying to you, when the lights run out, when the taps run dry, in most cases, it's not because we don't maintain our infrastructure or we don't upgrade our infrastructure. It's people who are stealing the cables. It's people who are illegally connecting to our water supply. And therefore, whilst we have all these interventions that we have spoken about, we are appealing to you as our residents to be the eyes and the ears for the city so that we mitigate the constant disruption of services. MMC has indicated a number of initiatives that we're embarking on, including the restructuring of water and sanitation business unit, including electricity and energy. Eza kusinceda ukuba sifumane more mula to reinvest back to our infrastructure so that we give you reliable and safe services. Thank you very much, MMC Poshelo. Now at this stage, we call Imbokodo, MMC Tangi Mukhale, to tell us about the roads and transport infrastructure and the initiatives that we're currently involved in.
Dumelang Inhlikani Dimasiari. Good afternoon Molweni Khuye. Yeah, yona eyo. Thank you so much. Dichilo ndathi sanibonani. Niyaphila na? Awu nami ngiyaphila. Siyabonga Zulu. Thank you so much, Program Director, our COO, our Chief Operations Officer in the city of Tshwane, all councillors that are here, including the hosting councillor, Ntate Mjita, product of TUT, Malisela Rakabi, our Executive Mayor, Hunadi, Deputy Executive Mayor, City Manager, Speaker of Council, all political parties that are present that reflect this coalition. My name is Councillor Tlangi Morale. I am MMC responsible for roads and transport. Vastrata. It gives me great pride to stand before you today to reflect on the tangible progress we have made in strengthening and improving our city's infrastructure particularly our road network and transport systems, over the last 365 days. Infrastructure is the backbone of development, my fellow MMC members. Roads, bridges, transport systems, stormwater networks form the foundation upon which a city must grow. They connect us to workplaces, to our children's schools, to our clinics, and the opportunities that shape our social and economic well-being. When our infrastructure fails, like the executive mayor has said, so too does a city's ability to thrive. It is unable to serve its people, and most importantly, it is unable to attract investment. Exactly a year ago, we made a firm commitment to accelerate road resurfacing. We took an intentional, deliberate process or exercise to go especially into our previously disadvantaged areas that we call our townships. We inspected our roads and we saw a need to resurface most of our roads. People's yards were messed up. They could not enter their yards because of terminated projects, and we took the decision to resolve all of that. Today I am proud to report that we have resurfaced over 222 kilometers of road across all our 7 regions in the city of Tshwane. On potholes, of the 18,067 potholes that were reported to the city, our teams worked hard and ensured that 14,072 of those are repaired, representing a 78% completion rate, meaning that when you report a pothole, our teams go and fix that pothole. A further 78 kilometers of roads have been resurfaced, and this is what we call the proactive maintenance. As I stand before you, the city has a huge proactive maintenance of over 650 kilometers of roads that we must still resurface. It is against this background that we will continue to work to resurface roads and reduce the extent of maintenance backlog. Residents of Tshwane, from the bustling streets of the inner city to the township roads that carry our residents daily, our teams have worked tirelessly. These projects are not simply about laying asphalt. They are about rebuilding critical infrastructure, improving road safety, and restoring dignity in our communities. At the center of this turnaround is what we call the Bonaccord Asphalt Quarry or plant, a strategic municipal asset that we successfully revived to enhance efficiency and reduce our maintenance cost. For many years, the city relied heavily on external suppliers and contractors, which delayed service delivery and inflated some of these maintenance costs. Today, with the city, with the plant's renewed 5-year production license, we are producing our own asphalt, allowing us to repair roads, patch potholes, resurface streets faster and more cost effectively. So we produce our own asphalt. Importantly, Bonaccord now serves a dual purpose. We produce the asphalt for the city's infrastructure projects and also for the broader market, generating additional revenue for Tshwane. This is a prime example of how sound management of public assets can both enhance service delivery and strengthen the city's financial stability. In line with the National Land Transport Act 5 of 2009, read together with the Gauteng Transport Framework Revision Act 8 of 2002, the Tshwane City prepared, aimed and developed a comprehensive integrated transport plan, which we call the CITP, as its core strategic planning instrument. The CITP guides all transport planning across the city and informs both development and operations. During the third quarter of 2024-2025 financial year, the city successfully completed our statutory 3-year review and update of the CITP. The updated CITP places a strong emphasis on public transport plan and its central component, the integrated public transport network, covering a 5-year horizon, 2025 to 2029. The plan provides a detailed analysis of 17 identified public transport corridors, which serve as the primary connection between the central business district, surrounding townships, and our suburbs. This plan ensures that our transport network evolves in a structured, sustainable, and integrated manner, supporting our long-term vision of an efficient, accessible, and people-centered transport system. Another milestone executive mayor that we need to share with our residents of Tshwane is the landmark achievement during this period was the signing of the bus operating company agreement, which we call the BOCA 1. This is an agreement that took forever to sign, and it affected public operators, and it is led by the Tshwane Rapid Transport Company. This is a milestone that marks a new chapter in Tshwane's public transport transformation journey. For the first time in 12 years, this agreement lays the foundation for the modernization and expansion of the city's bus operations under the REN brand. It is through this agreement that services will be extended to communities like Mamelodi and Atteridgeville, ensuring greater access and integration of our residents. We approved this agreement just as we came in November last year. This is a 12-year agreement that is valued at 3.4 billion, and it represents a long-term commitment to sustainable, formalized, and inclusive public transport in Tshwane. We would really like to thank our very key stakeholders, Santago and NTA. The taxi industry has played a very critical role in ensuring that BOCA agreement is signed and sealed. We have made significant progress in achieving road safety and promoting non-motorized transport across the city. Through targeted traffic calming measures, walkway constructions, and intersection improvements, we have made our neighborhood safer and more accessible, particularly for pedestrians, school children, and vulnerable road users. And some of these key deliverables are the following. We have built and constructed 210 speed humps since coming into office. We have raised 25 pedestrian crossings, 17 traffic cycles completed, 4 kilometers of pedestrian walkways built. Communities in Olive and Houtbosch, Hammanskraal, Mabopane, Linwood, Garankuwa, Mamelodi, Soshanguve are already seeing and feeling the benefits of these infrastructure investments. And of course, areas like Metsweding will also follow. We recognize that our journey has not been without challenges. Vandalism, theft of traffic signals, Kodi Roboto, sinkholes in Centurion, extreme weather and budgetary pressures have all impacted this progress. Yet despite these obstacles, we remain steadfast. Executive Mayor, with the support of our coalition government and the dedication of our technical teams, we will continue to invest in, maintain and modernize Tshwane's infrastructure. Equally important is our commitment to public transport infrastructure, the lifeline of mobility, smart mobility in our city. Through the Tshwane bus service and the REN bus services, we continue to provide residents with safe, reliable, and affordable transport options. These services are heavily subsidized by the city to ensure that workers, school-going learners, and pensioners can travel affordably and conveniently. And therefore, we continue to urge you to utilize and capitalize on this affordable bus services. Every rand spent is an investment in infrastructure that enhances the community experience and contributes to a more efficient transport system. To our residents, we encourage you to make use of these services that are built for you. The road ahead is long, but our infrastructure direction is clear. We are building a city where roads, transport systems, and urban infrastructure form the foundation of growth, attract investment, and improve the quality of life for every resident. Let us celebrate the kilometers already resurfaced, the jobs that have been created through the Bonaccord Quarry, the adoption of the updated CITP, the signing of BOCA, the road safety improvements in our communities. These are not only the milestones that we are sharing now. More milestones have been achieved and more are still going to be achieved, and we will communicate with them, especially on roads and stormwater construction project. We have thus far approved 25 major roads and stormwater projects that we are going to implement in the current financial year, including Beitakant in Soshanguve, where for the longest of time it had become a crime haven where criminals used and traumatized commuters in that area. Let us commit as a city and as a community to continue moving forward until every neighborhood, every household, and every resident feels and sees the difference. One thing is clear, Executive Mayor. Government derives its mandate from its people. And this is the kind of a government in this multi-coalition that we bring to you. We listened to the residents of Tshwane when we came in. We inspected the areas that they spoke about, and we derived our mandate from them, because it is true and it is said that you cannot lead people who struggles and lift realities you are not aware of. Thank you very much. Ke a leboga, ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much, MMC. There are two areas that have been overemphasized by all the speakers. The first one is balanced development with a bias towards the townships. This executive took a conscious decision that they will not be like other cities who would go out and brag about a level of development And yet on one side you have township residents that says, yes, you are doing very well, but come and inspect our townships. So it's very clear here in Tshwane that when we invest, there's going to be balanced development. The second issue that has been overemphasized is to enhance operational efficiencies. By doing these services in-house, you see the fleet that is being displayed here. It's an indication of a commitment that has been taken by the executive that we have highly skilled staff. Therefore, let's not outsource our contracts. Let's implement them internally. The MMC has given you some highlights relating to a number of kilometers that have been repaired, the number of potholes that have been repaired, the fact that we are creating our own asphalt and we have invested in that quarry to produce more so that we don't only source from the quarry, but we also leverage on an opportunity to generate revenue by supplying other government departments. She has equally spoken about the BOCA, which is an agreement that we have with transport operators, and the aim is to ensure that we extend services to the townships. And she is appealing that we need you, I don't want to use the word that is used by one of our finance executives. She used to say, we want the bums on the seats of the buses, but we want you to make use of our bus services. There are various incentives that the MMC has spoken about. At this point in time, I'm going to request Alderman Aaron Maluleke to talk about the human settlement initiatives that we are implementing as a city. Just bear with us, guys. We know that a listening spare is very short. We are almost there in terms of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Program Director. Good morning. Let me spare you from salutations and acknowledgements, but safe to say that I stand on the protocol that has been established by my colleagues. We have received an indication around roads and transport and infrastructure that supports housing. But I think it's important that hitherto my submission indicate that we do not build houses, but we build homes. We build homes that are a reservoir of building families and making sure that we've got a strong society that is underpinned by good principles of ensuring that we pay for our services that are provided. We do not steal electricity. We do not tamper on our water infrastructure. Therefore, as Housing Department, we must also be thankful and repeat what my colleagues have indicated, that we pride ourselves today to give this account because our political leaders met secretively at first, just to have an idea of having a coalition. And I think all of us, we are here because of decisions that they take painstakingly to decide about the future of people of Tshwane. And I think they've unleashed an intervention that for many years, many areas, especially townships, were neglected. We see our detractors today. They're even visiting communities that they've never visited when they were in government. They're going to townships and taking videos. Next week, I'm taking videos of things that they didn't do that they were supposed to do, so that we can match their energy. They didn't visit these communities that they deprived services, but they've got the audacity to go and take a video in front of a swimming pool that they've ignored for 8 years, half naked. Therefore, Program Director, we as Human Settlement have delivered title deeds, which is restoration of dignity for our people. We should not underplay the significance of title deed, which is the restoration of dignity, and we've issued over 3,368 title deeds in different areas and across 7 regions. In Soshanguve, we issued over 2,134 title deeds, and we still have more title deeds that are not collected. Because of over the years, people have sold, bought properties, and it's a little bit difficult for them to transfer and get full ownership, and we're working on that, Executive Mayor. In Mabopane, we have our issues with Northwest Development Corporation, and we are now receiving almost 5 powers of attorney. We have delivered 80 title deeds in Mabopane, 195 in Winterveld, 47 in Harankuwa, in Hammanskraal 216, in Attersville 120, in Oliven 208, in Mamelodi 229, in Elmafia 66, in Yesteres 14, in Tabiseng 14 title deeds. Every Friday, join us. We are visiting door to door. We don't go door to door to look for voter support. We are going door to door to issue title deeds. Therefore, every Friday, be on the lookout. We will be going door to door to issue title deeds. Our journey continues, Executive Mayor, to ensure that we deliver on resurvey, on cleaning our informal settlements. When MMC Mohali do resurfacing, we do what we call incremental development. Our informal settlements, you can see that the yellow plant is in our informal settlements in Attersville, in Jeffsville, in Mazambaning, in Soshanguve, in Vumakloof, in Brazzaville, in Mamelodi Extension 11. We are making sure that their roads are being reworked, and we are putting material to make sure that their life is improved in those informal settlements. We have invested on the relocation project, Executive Mayor. Over 8,000 stands, we have relocated people, and in the fall of what is known as the Mamelodi floods, we've relocated people in Mamelodi. For many years, it has been a political rhetoric that people of Mamelodi will be relocated. We are relocating them. If you go to Pinasport, you will see that over 4,000 stands, people are enjoying a better living condition because of this coalition government. Program Director in Winterveld, we are making sure that we are putting infrastructure. People of Winterveld were a community that was forgotten. We are putting a 20 megaliter reservoir so that we can be able to supply water. We are rolling out 10 kilometers of a pipeline, a bulk pipeline that will provide both sewer and water to the people of Winterveld. For over 60 years, those people of Winterveld were forgotten. First, they were ignored by the government of Tshwane, and they can't be forgotten in this post-democracy. We are ensuring that in Mabopane Ward 12, we are providing sewer and restoring dignity of Ward 12. In Andion, here in Pretoria West, we are putting 1,100 stands, and we are spending over 164 million on ensuring that we give out service stands. Many people have complained, Executive Mayor, that gone are the days when there are going to be 3 million people on the waiting list of housing. Therefore, we need to ramp up service delivery by providing service stands. And this is what we are doing. We are giving you water, electricity, and we are making sure that you've got roads and title deed. You will decide in future to build yourself a decent house. Gone are the days where people must invade our land because of shack farming. They must wait because we've got a master plan on housing to provide houses and service stands for them. Executive Mayor, in Extension 60 in Olivenholt-Bosch, we launched over 300 houses. In Soshanguve Block M, we have issued over 250 houses together with Gauteng government. We are providing decent housing for our people as this coalition government. We are a department that do not want to leave anybody behind. We work with every community, every stakeholder. We are also ensuring that the social housing works. People must come and be closer to the CBD core area. In the past, people were living in dormitories that were known as townships, but we are now undermining special patterns that were bringing people closer to the CBD core, where there will be a walk to their respective working areas. We have a flagship project called Townlands, but we are ensuring that many of our social housing projects are starting to work, and we want to make sure that the poor people are also be found here in the CBD core. executive mayor and the leadership of Tshwane, all of us, we must work collaboratively to ensure that every project, every initiative becomes successful. I thank you.
Thank you very much, MMC, short and sweet. Can we listen? I know the bananas are creating havoc there and the fruit. Can we just listen? Okay. We are done now with the infrastructure cluster. The MMC has spoken about the value of homes in creating families. She has spoken about the sewer issues that we have had for quite some time, more especially at Winterfeld, a community that has been forgotten for a number of years. He has spoken about the initiative of creating settlements closer to centers of economic activity through social housing. There's a lot that he has indicated about the highlights and especially the title deeds, which is more than 3,000 that have been issued. Now we're going to priority number 4. We have our MMC whom we call Rambo. He's going to come and tell us about the initiatives that they are doing to create a safe and clean city, and he will be followed by MMC Ubakeng Ramabodi, who's going to tell us about the waste management services and the cleansing initiatives in the city. Over to you, Rambo and MMC Ubakeng.
Oh, Rambo.
Hoi, hoi! Hoi, hoi, Tshwane, hoi, hoi!
I have spoken to the MMC for health. They will be testing your blood, but TMPD will be testing your alcohol level. Executive Mayor, Deputy Executive Mayor, all the MMC, Speaker of Council, also the Chief of Metro, as well as the Chief of Emergency Services, all officials present. We are here this morning because today is a very special day. And I want to greet all the residents in the city of Tshwane. A year ago, Tshwane was grappling with widespread urban decay and the erosion of public order. In fact, there was no bylaw enforcement. It has been neglected, leaving communities vulnerable to illegal dumping, vandalism, and unchecked informal activities. Our strategic assets, like our power stations, substations, our reservoirs, all these areas were underprotected, exposing our critical infrastructure to theft, sabotage, and neglect. The city's ability to respond to emergencies, maintain cleanliness, and ensure public safety was weakened by years of poor condition and limited resources due to a DA government. Over the past year, we have worked tirelessly to restore law and order in the city of Tshwane. Try and park your vehicle anywhere, you'll find it at the pound. We are here to revive the bylaw enforcement and rebuild institutional capacity. Visible improvements can be seen in a cleaner streets. I always believe that a clean city is a safe city. Stronger policing partnerships and faster emergency responses. The road to full recovery is still long, but through fleet shortages, funding constraints and gaps in the environmental compliance remain a challenge. Nevertheless, our commitment to a safer and a clean and a more resilient Tshwane is unwavering. In the city of Tshwane, we have a zero tolerance when it comes to corruption and crime. It is my privilege to share the progress made by our TMPD and also our Emergency Services Department over the 12 months.
Our officers have worked tirelessly to make our city safer and more orderly through visible policing, traffic control, and intensified bylaw enforcement across every region. You can drive anywhere in this city, 2 o'clock in the morning, you will see the visibility of the Metro Police. We also call on government to change this copper theft into a national law that we can actually say it is a precious metal. Then we will deal with the root cause of this problem. Since October 2024, TMPD has expanded its multidisciplinary operations through initiatives such as Operation Shanela, Operation Yatima, Ria Spana, and Reclaim Our City, also through Operation Heatwave. The Integrated Bylaw Enforcement Committee has been empowered to coordinate joint operations across departments responsible for community safety through city planning, environmental management, utilities, regional operations, and also the finance department. By breaking down the silos that the people were working in and partnering with SAPS at national and provincial level by signing a proper MOU. We are improving intelligence sharing, joint planning, and speed enforcement. These efforts have deliverable, tangible results across all 7 regions in the city of Tshwane. Over the past year, TMPD conducted more than 400 bylaw enforcement operations, inspecting hundreds of businesses and informal traders. In areas such as Hatfield, Brooklyn, Mamelodi, and all other 7 regions, hotspots within the 7 regions. Section 56 notices were issued for non-compliance with businesses, waste, food safety regulations. In total, many items were confiscated and several illegal structures were demolished to restore safety and order in our city. Our officers also executed 244 operations against illegal dumping, helping to keep our communities clean and healthy. In the past year, TMPD has also dealt with 437 land invasion incidents, and we have demolished 12,135 structures, including the demolishing of the building in the Pretoria West. We will not allow a foreigner with a South African ID to come and take over. We will make sure that bylaw enforcement is accomplished in the city. Hey, I must shout again, oi, oi! From January to June in 2025, we had 175 incidents of vandalism against municipal infrastructure that were reported at a loss of 10.6 million rand. Team PD Asset Protection Services, we have inherited 1,293. We have already trained 1,055 since August in 2025 with the necessary skills to protect our city's assets. Traffic remains a top priority for our growing city. Through continuous roadblocks, freeway patrols, and scholars patrol programs, TMPD issued thousands of ARTO violations and arrested numerous motorists for driving under the influence of alcohol. Let me just give you 1 or 2 examples. The ARTO notices and ARTO 1, which we issued, was over 200,640. ARTO 31 notices was 63,774. Which make it a speed enforcement, and this is the concerning one. For speed enforcement, it seems like this is a city in action, because ARTO 3 notices that was issued was 1,347,120 notices, which is a total of about 1.6 million notices. The total finances accrued for this was, on ARTO penalties, was 226 million. Operated, related, and other charges was 33 million, and then the total was about 372 million rand for the year. The department also made arrest of reckless and negligent driving and confiscated vehicles operating illegally. These efforts have saved lives and promoted responsible driving across the city. Crime prevention operations targeted drug trafficking, robberies, and burglaries. The TMPD dedicated drug unit made several arrests for possession and the distribution of narcotics. Joint operations with SAPS recovered stolen and hijacked vehicles in the areas of Mooikloof, Boschkop, and many other areas within our city. In the operation, suspects were caught with lots of bags of stolen copper. Ish, I'm preaching here and this stage is collapsing. It says that I must get finished now. The suspects were caught with many bags of copper cables helping to combat cable theft, a major cause on power disruptions. One of them is, for instance, if you look at the laudanum case where 11 people were arrested and we saved the city in the area of about 500 million rand. And then let me start landing. Our specialized cable theft unit arrested multiple suspects for tampering with electrical infrastructure and confiscated tools of vandalism in collaboration with SAPS. Many illegal structures involved cable theft that were demolished. We continue to strengthen partnership with businesses such as Vodacom, BMW, Ford, and all the other automotive industry, as well as local improvement districts to enhance surveillance and joint patrols through the use of technology. When floods struck Centurion and other areas like Shoshanguve and Hammanskraal, our EMS were working day and night to make sure that the people are safe. Now, they were always the first respondents on the sites. I must say in all honesty that 2 companies has declared that the city of Tshwane is the safest city within the country due to the work that the TMPD is doing. And in closing, I want to say, and I want to thank our executive and this Maiko, that since 2013, we never had a new intake with the TMPD. We can now proudly say that the new 200 is in process to start in January. Also, we have filled some critical positions in the TMPD. We're looking at an amount of about 400 positions where people were put into the permanent positions. On the EMS, when the licenses of the ambulance services were cancelled, we made sure that those people were not sitting on the street. We have retrained them and we put them back into the fire department, and I can proudly say that the last 47 is now in training. Then altogether we will be putting about over 400 people back into the system, where we can say proudly we have now firefighters with medical skills. Then also, we have launched the 2 weigh bridges that the DA could not fix in 15 years. We have now launched the 2 new weigh bridges where we can increase the finances of the city, and they are working very well. The motorbikes that you see here, we've also purchased 11 specialized motorbikes, and I believe that the MEC said he never went to Joburg so fast with this team that is supporting him. Then also, to our department, we received new fleet vehicles with the EMS as well as the TMPD, and also I can proudly say we have promoted about 140 warrant officers. We have also promoted 7 brigadiers, and then also we have trained additional members on the alcohol evidence operators. And then the last point is that we are busy introducing CCTV cameras so that we can have proper technology to look after our assets in the city of Tshwane. So therefore I say, hoi hoi, Tshwane, hoi hoi!
I think let's give a round of applause to the fact that we have been rated as the safest city in the country. Masikwabele londawo. Masikwabele londawo. A round of applause. We are the safest city. So Rambo is saying, you dare drink and drive, we'll gun for you. You dare supply drugs to our family members, we will arrest you. You dare and invade our land illegally, we are going to rip you out forcible so. You dare and allow visitors who are not supposed to be here to invade our properties, we are gunning for you. Thank you very much, Rambo. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost there. We brag as the city of Tshwane that we are a caring city. So at this point in time, I'm going to request another Mbokodo, Councillor Palisa. Yo, how can you? My job is on the line. How can I skip my most dynamic MMC? As I indicated, we are going to talk about how do we keep our city clean and healthy. And I'm going to call upon Councillor Ubakeng Ramabodu to come and share with us our waste management and cleansing services. And I'm sure you will agree with us. Our city indeed is clean. Over to you, MMC.
Yeah, thank you very much, COO. I don't know them. Don't say I've mobilized, but they are my friends. Thank you very much, Executive Mayor, the leadership of political parties, particularly the leadership of the sub-regions of the EFF who are here. We have invited them. I don't think I'm breaking any protocol because I won't say they belong somewhere. They belong to that organization. The leadership of various political parties, the mayor has already listed the political parties that made it possible for us to be in this government, and all of them we are grateful and we appreciate the working relationship, which is not perfect and it was not meant to be perfect. So sensitive people, when we differ, they say we are fighting because they thought that we must be yes bars of a coalition partners. We are refusing to do that. The city manager, the executive mayor, the deputy mayor, the chairpersons of committees, the speaker of council, the leadership of the hawkers that is here, the workers of the city and young people who are from different universities, the different stakeholders. I can see that the fruits are disrupting a bit. When you are done, there's a waste bin there. You must throw everything there because you remember that we found this area very clean, including our friends, our journalists. All those bottles you throw in the street bin because we want a clean city. It is a pleasure to meet with you today as we share progress made by the Department of Environment and Agriculture over the past years, which is lobbying the mayor to call it Department of Waste and Agriculture. Our city's health and beauty depend on how we care for environment, and I'm proud to report that we continue to make meaningful progress improving the cleanest city, protecting our parks, protecting our resorts, and supporting our local farmers. However, ladies and gentlemen, the Speaker and the Executive Mayor, our biggest challenge in this city remains the illegal dumping that is happening in different townships. I want to thank all communities who have dedicated their time in Mamelodi, Brongospruit, Mabopane, who have joined the program of a clean city. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 12 months, the city has cleared more than 1,850 illegal dumping hotspots across the various regions, and we are doing that with the support of the workers and support of the community by increasing patrols, installed signage, worked with law enforcement, Metro Police to ensure that those who dumped illegally face the consequences of their actions. But we need to do more, and I was engaging with the Metro Police chief that we need to install a fine and make sure that those who litter, they must be fined, including those who urinate, and we know who are those ones. On the street cleaning and litter picking, we have intensified operation across all the wards. An estimation of 500 litter picking operations were carried out in business, open space, and along main roads and entrances across our city in 7 regions. Our cleaning teams are now active 7 days a week in high traffic areas, including the night shift, ensuring that street sidewalks and taxi rank remain the clean and welcoming areas. We have expanded community-based cleaning initiatives that involves local residents, cooperatives, and creating jobs while restoring the dignity of the public space. by introducing the programs such as CAP, Community Upliftment Program, that you apply in the municipality, where you can adopt a spot and make sure that you utilize it by opening a business, a car wash, but on the same time maintaining the area, including the parks in the suburban areas and the townships. Our waste removal service has improved. Collection is now predictable and regular in both formal and informal settlement, which we need to do more because most of our informal settlement are now a dumping site, and we have reflected on them and we are going to look into that. The greater portion of informal areas are now covered through community-based collection system, giving more household access to reliable waste removal. This ensures that even the areas where formal infrastructure is limited, residents still live in a clean and healthy environment, which we are fighting for. We have continued to raise public awareness and educate residents, business about importance of environment care. We have launched a program called Andristatana Cleaning Program that is all over the 7 regions, concluded over 75 target cleaning operations across the city. 20 environment education sessions were also held in schools, communities, buildings, culture, responsibility, and pride. Turning the agriculture, we continue to zoom in into the agriculture with less resources that we have engaged with the MMC for Finance to add resources, that we have engaged with the MMC for Finance to add resources, because we are currently operating on the 6 million budget, that is all of it on the operation budget. So we need more money so that we can have farmers, we can introduce the backyard garden that will fight food security, that will make sure that our parents in their homes in the townships, they have a backyard food garden where they will have their vegetables, and we make sure that the agriculture division has ensured that agri-parks in municipal function, providing support in 20 farmers and 100 employees working in those facilities. We have zoomed in the farmers and 100 employees working in those facilities. We have zoomed in into the agri-parks that were given 3 years to go and engage in a project of farming. You need to give them at least 9 to 10 years, but the same farmer must be given a mandate of empowering at least more than 100 young emerging farmers in that parks, and that is the program that we are going to engage on. Over 300 farmers came together in Region 7 in Brogosprate during the Farmers' Day to receive training, information, and support to run their enterprises. In addition, 42 agricultural students were placed across different agri-parks as part of our collaboration with the Gauteng Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Our department has also prioritized the maintenance of parks, resorts, nature reserve. Over the past years, several sites were repairs and the infrastructure was fixed. Upgrades and landscaping improvements to ensure that our recreational space remain the safe and enjoyable areas. Those areas that this guy who failed, the white guy, who was a mayor, the swimming pools that he was talking about that we failed, we have fixed all of them within a year, and he has failed over 8 years, changing 4 mayors who got a poor audit over many years under the DA. We have continued to maintain over 15 cemeteries. The cemeteries that were left in the townships by the mayor of the DA and the collective, not respecting our people, the cemeteries that were focused on our waterkloof cemeteries, which we have tended. That's why we have these results of 15 cemeteries that were attending, and we're still going to attend more. Executive Mayor, we want to ensure that families who lay their loved ones, they must get a well-managed, dignified spaces in the townships in Mabopane, Sushanguve, Hammanskraal, and all the townships and the suburban areas. All the 23 cities cashless resort remain fully operational, offering clean, safe space and family relaxed in the spend time together. We have introduced a cashless system in our resorts because Barbona Baberegela City, and we have observed them and we have taken them through the disciplinary process. Baya kwa Meregonga speed point in the resorts, and you pay there, you think you are paying the city. Can't it sorry speed point decides personal. So we have stopped that mess there, which the DA failed to stop. Over the past months, the spring arrival, several cities, 26 public swimming pools reopened, each meeting safety and health standard to allow residents to enjoy the facilities with confidence. For the first time, you saw a swimming pool in a township, it looks like a Santen one. This is the capital city, that's what we are doing. We take our residents serious, we don't care where you stay, including Klipfontein, we are going to take care of them, if they cooperate, by the way. Alongside service delivery, we have also focused on improving the city environment. We supported the approval of the key bylaws to help manage essential community service, including the new keeping of beers bylaw, which balance the benefits of urban beer keeping with the resident safety, and the air quality management bylaw, which strengthens our efforts to reduce the air pollution and protect the public health. So we have introduced more intervention in terms of the air quality, and we're still going to communicate, because to us the air quality management is very important to make sure that the reduce of the air pollution must be a priority. But also we have came with more bylaws, including the mess that happened in Roslyn, where a Bangladesh guy who was owning a tire farm left it like that and it burned, and other businesses were affected. Even after we have issued him with a fine, he continued on undermining our bylaws, and we are going to go to the Roslyn area to check if those people who are selling tires are following the bylaws. But what we can tell you again, which is going to make us to fight with you, the tires that are all over Oliver and Mamelodi in the entrances are not good for your safety, and we are coming for them, because you can't sell such tire and expect a person to drive a car. Those tires are not good for safety. They are a funeral police. Together with these initiatives are creating a cleaner, safer and more sustainable Tshwane for residents and visitors, unlike those who have left this city without focusing on the clean city, demoralizing workers. They have since chased 45 workers during their term, which was talking as this administration on how can we call them, because there was an element of racism by the leadership of the DA focusing on undermining black top officials, and that will never happen under our leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to call on all the residents of Tshwane to support this administration, to support this leadership led by the executive mayor. It's not going to be a bed of roses. We are going to be robust. Where we don't agree, we don't agree. And if we don't agree, don't think we are fighting the mayor. This is our mayor. We have showed her all the corners of Tshwane. And all of you who are trying to separate this coalition, don't do it now. We'll meet at the elections with facts and results. Amandla! I'm a politician.
Wow. Let's thank our MMC for reawakening all of us and for reviving us. I wish we can carry that spirit until the end of the program, which is just around the corner. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, I'm not going to summarize what our MMC has said. Safe to say, we are going to compete to be the cleanest city in this country. And with all the initiatives that he has outlined, and with the energy that he has, I have no doubt that we will receive that accolade in no time. Thank you very much, MMC. As I was saying, we are a caring city. We have 2 MMCs that are responsible for certain functions that are focusing on special groups and our support towards them, as well as an MMC that is focusing on health. We can have an economic growth that is very good, growing rapidly, but if we don't have a healthy city, we are as good as being non-existent. I'm going to call upon MMC Palisa Modise to tell us about the initiatives that we're embarking on as a city and how we have performed in this regard, as well as MMC Mashabela to tell us about the health initiatives of the city in that order.
Thank you, Program Director. Good day, community leaders and partners in social upliftment. Let me stand on the protocol that have already been established. Ladies and gentlemen, when the finances dwindled in the previous administration, social infrastructure was the first to be sacrificed. This deepened the inequalities within our city between those who have and those who do not. As a result, this administration inherited a social services system under immense pressure from population growth, inadequate provincial funding, and declining public confidence. Infrastructure was deteriorating. Social facilities were under-maintained. Yet over the past year, we have made steady progress in expanding community support and strengthening youth, sports and wellness programs. Although funding and infrastructure constraints remain, visible improvements can be seen in the reach of our services and the quality of our engagement with communities. It gives me great pleasure to share the progress that the City of Tshwane has made through the Department of Community and Social Development Services over the past year. Our mission remains clear: to serve our people with dignity, to create opportunities for livelihoods, to build a city that truly cares for all its residents. One of our greatest achievements this year has been our ongoing support for indigent households across Tshwane. I'm proud to report that a total of 4,033 new indigent households have received assistance from the city. These supports ensure that our most vulnerable residents continue to have access to essential services such as water, electricity, and waste management for free. We know that times are tough, and this intervention has provided relief to families who will otherwise struggle to make ends meet. In addition to social support, we have worked tirelessly to expand opportunities for income generation. Through our extended public works program, which is EPWP, the city has created formation. The RRTT has supported grieving families with psychosocial support, intervened in school-based sexual assault cases, actively monitoring GBV cases, and ensure follow-up in collaboration with law enforcement and social services, and continued to conduct awareness activities and respond to new GBV cases. These efforts highlight the city's commitment to strengthening action against GBV at a local level. These programs are a reminder that Tshwane is a city for all, a city that leaves no one behind. While we have made strides, we are a transparent government that acknowledges challenges. One such challenge has been the Refilwe Stadium project, which experienced delays. To get the project back on track, a contractor has been appointed and the site establishment has been completed. Soon the people of Refilwe and surrounding communities will enjoy a modern facility that supports sports, recreation, and social cohesion. We understand that frustration caused by earlier delays, including the postponement of the community information meeting, but those matters have since been resolved and work is now progressing well. In conclusion, I want to thank all community members, officials, and stakeholders for their continued partnership and support. Together, we are changing lives and building communities that thrive. Our department remains committed to service delivery, empowerment, and accountability. Let us continue working hand in hand to ensure that no household is left behind, that every young person has a chance to work, and that every resident of Tshwane can live with dignity and hope. Ke a leboga.
I had thought that we are going to clap more especially on the initiatives that have to do with gender-based violence. Let's clap again, just to inspire the MMC to do more. Can men clap as well, because gender-based, brilliant. Thank you very much. The MMC has spoken about the number of jobs that we have created through our expanded public works program, the disability initiatives, the GBV, as well as sports infrastructure. Yes, indeed, we are a caring city. Now let's hear about health initiatives from MMC. Mashabela, over to you. We only have 2 items remaining on the program. Please, if you can bear with us.
Yes. Good afternoon. Greetings to the residents of Tshwane, the executive mayor and members of the mayoral committee, officials of the city of Tshwane, led by the city manager, officials and all stakeholders that are here today. Ground forces of the EFF, Dumelan. It is an honor to stand before you today to share the progress that has been made by the Department of Health as part of our executive commitment for the 2025 National Financial Year. Our work commitments focus on improving access to quality health care, strengthening community health systems, and ensuring the well-being of every resident in the city of Tshwane. To date, the department has made significant progress across all regions, with the implementation of expenditure standing at 84% of the approved budget. The city reflects our commitment to responsible spending and to deliver tangible health outcomes for our communities. Before this administration took office, vaccine numbers have dropped by 5.5%. This decline contributed to the re-emergence of vaccine-preventable diseases such as measles. In response, a targeted measles vaccination campaign was rolled out across all 5 districts of the province from the 4th of August to the 12th of September. The administration has also identified the pressures on primary healthcare services in Mamelodi. To address this, we have prioritized fast-tracking the completion of the new Lusaka clinic. The previous non-performing contractor that was appointed by the Democratic Alliances has been terminated, and the process to appoint a new one is nearing completion. All measures are being taken to ensure that the new contractor completes the project on time and within budget. No poor performance of contractors will be tolerated. This project remains one of our top priorities, as it will bring much needed healthcare services closer to the people of Lusaka. all 24 primary healthcare clinics in the city of Tshwane continue to maintain a platinum ideal clinical status. If there's a clinic in the city of Tshwane that is not within the ideal clinical status, it does not belong to the city. It belongs to the provincial government. This status means that our clinics meet the national standard with proper infrastructure, adequate staff, sufficient medicine and supplies, and strong administrative systems to support clinical protocols. This administration also prioritizes mental health. Research has shown that 30.3% of South African experiences a mental disorder. Yet most never receive the care they need. Preventable operation across the city to promote a healthier and more peaceful communities. As part of improving access to health services, we have piloted the extended services of hours at Oliver Bosch Clinic. This initiative allows the residents to receive care after normal working hours. A benchmarking exercise is now underway to explore and introduce the 24-hour clinic model to make around-the-clock and healthcare realities in the city of Tshwane. We have what we call COSAP, our community-oriented substance abuse program. It continues to make meaningful differences in the fight against substance abuse. We have also implemented the word-based door-to-door, which deals with HIV, TB, and STI education programs, all in our 7 regions, reaching over 2.4 million people in our community. This community-based approach ensures that residents receive essential health services and information right on their doorstep. In April, we successfully established the Tshwane Metro AIDS Council TMAC, which was launched by the Executive Mayor after 8 years of it never being launched in the city of Tshwane. In line with the City Smart City agenda, we have prioritized the use of technology to improve healthcare delivery in collaboration with the Department of Corporate Shared and Services. We will finalize the piloting of an e-health project with a view of launching it in more clinics in the city of Tshwane. The e-health system will enable the secure storage of patient files and make it easier for healthcare professionals to access patients' histories and treatment. While we also celebrate the 1 year in office Executive Mayor, we need to remind the people of Tshwane that we have seen vigilante groups misuse our health facilities as border points, a reflection of a state failure to secure South African borders and to safeguard our independence. We want to make it clear that we do not support illegal immigration, but we cannot allow our healthcare facilities to be turned into border controls or also separate Home Affairs offices. Despite these challenges, our duty remains clear: to uphold the Constitution, to serve our people and respect the laws of the Republic. We hope that the law enforcers, agencies, border control authorities, and the Department of Home Affairs will listen to the voices of the citizens and fully enforce the law. In conclusion, the Department of Health remains steadfast in its mandate to deliver accessible, high-quality health care to the residents of Tshwane. With your continued support and collaboration, we will build a healthier, safer, and more resilient city. Ke a leboga.
Viva to the healthiest city in waiting. Viva! Viva to the city of Tshwane being nominated as the healthiest city. Viva! Thank you very much, MMC. She has indicated that there's a reduction in the vaccinations due to the preventative disease initiatives that we're embarking on as a city, and The Lusaka Clinic will be finalized very soon, and thanks MMC for setting standards so that we are rated as platinum clinics. And she has mentioned the importance of mental health, which is understated, and yet it's a disease that really takes the lives of the youth. And she has spoken about the AIDS Council that has been launched in many years in the city of Tshwane. Thank you very much. Now, as I call MMC Kolofelo Morodi to give us the last priority and how we have fared, all we know is that good governance and happy customers will always sustain the city's ability to deliver sustainable services. Let's hear from Councillor Morodi as to how we have fared as a city in this regard.
I didn't mobilize. Good afternoon, Executive Mayor, Deputy Executive Mayor, members of the Mayoral Committee, our dearest Councillor Rakabe, officials of the city and residents of Tshwane, and also acknowledge members of the People's University. Today we reflect on a year of meaningful progress, a year that has demonstrated focused leadership and what political will can achieve. This administration set out to rebuild the city from within and to strengthen institutional capacity, unlocking economic opportunities and modernize governance. In these 12 months, we have made visible strides across all strategic priorities of the Corporate and Shared Services Department. Over the past year, the city has prioritized putting its assets to productive use. We have initiated the strategic release of 21 high-value municipal buildings, including the Pretoria Showgrounds, the H.B. Phillips, the Nelson Mandela Corridor, and many others. These properties have been prepared for the market release by the end of the 2025-2026 financial year, paving the way for investment, job opportunities, and urban renewal. To ensure that residents of Tshwane have equitable access to opportunities, we have launched the Know Your Way In, a program aimed at helping our residents to understand how they can apply for land and properties lawfully and transparently. As part of Know Your Way In, the city is working to reclaim municipal properties that have been illegally occupied or hijacked. We have called on Department of Home Affairs to collaborate with us in verifying the legality of these occupants and ensure that city assets serve lawful and productive purposes. In addition, the city has donated land to Jubilee Hospital to support the expansion of its facilities, including a new pathology laboratory, and expanded the public, strengthening healthcare to capacitate residents of Hammanskraal. We have also facilitated the transfer of several land parcels to the Department of Education in Gauteng, ensuring that education infrastructure is properly supported and managed for long-term sustainability. Building a capable city administration has been at the center of our work. Over the past year, the city has employed hundreds of people across various departments. These include artisans, engineers, electricians, cleaners, and administrative staff to strengthen service delivery. To sustain this effort, 300 million has been budgeted for in the 2025-2026 financial year. This is to fulfill critical vacancies across the administration. We have appointed 30 artisans, 120 learners, and 100 cleaning personnel, and also improved the conditions of over 1,200 asset protectors through the provision of several benefits and tools of trade. These steps are to restore dignity of workers while ensuring that essential services are delivered directly by the city personnel. This administration is keeping its promises. Hundreds and more are to be insourced. We have invested significantly in tools and equipment, including waste trucks, water trucks, pothole patchers, cherry pickers to reduce our reliance on contracted services. And as an evidence-based government, we have made sure that these are brought. You can see, if you look around, you can see all that we have procured as a city, and this is part of us building state capacity. In partnership with the legal department, 182 Metro police officers have been trained, ensuring that our enforcement services operate with professionalism and accountability. Modernizing service delivery through technology remains a key focus. In June 2025, the city launched the Tshwane mobile app, which has already recorded over 13,000 downloads across various platforms. We have also launched the city's WhatsApp channels. The apps and the channels allow residents to interact with the city, report service delivery, and access information conveniently. These initiatives are part of a broader commitment to digitalize transformation, efficiency, and transparency in service delivery. This administration continues to prioritize the well-being and inclusivity of its workforce. We cannot rebuild a city without motivating and professionalizing the public service. This is why we have reintroduced the Tshwane Service Excellence Awards. This is to celebrate employees who go above and beyond for our residents. We have established a prayer room at Tshwane House to accommodate both Muslim and Christian employees, promoting respect for diversity and spiritual wellness. We have also approved the Ukutwasa Leave Policy, recognizing cultural and spiritual practices within the workplace, a first for local government and a significant step towards inclusivity and employee support. We have also introduced a lactation room and an in-house clinic which supports employees' health, productivity, and workplace dignity. Through the Bad Buildings Committee, we are taking our city back from decay, neglect, and criminality. We are reclaiming every stolen, hijacked property. We are bringing back order, restoring the rule of law, and ensuring that the city assets serve the residents of Tshwane, not syndicates and opportunists. Illegal operations have been shut down and demolished, and we have demolished derelict buildings. We are claiming these and repurposing them. For example, 346 Sisulu Street has been handed to lawful operators. We will not tolerate the hijacking of buildings, illegal occupants, or lawlessness in the inner city. Every property reclaimed is victory for safety, order, and economic renewal. In summary, the past year has demonstrated that focused leadership, clear priorities is not only possible, but it is measurable. We have built institutional capacity, strengthened our workforce, reclaimed public assets, modernized governance systems, and restored accountability for service delivery. This administration remains committed to ethical leadership, efficient government, and improving the quality of life for all residents. Let us continue to fix South Africa. Thank you.
Did you hear what she said about vacancies and a budget of 300 million that has been set aside? So I just thought, let me emphasize, in case you were not listening. So there's 300 million that has been set aside for vacancies. So you must be on the lookout on our website, because we would really want to source locally. Thank you very much, MMC. She has spoken about our intensive efforts working together with the criminal justice system in ensuring that our buildings are not hijacked by visitors. Let's clap to that. Now, the mayor had set the scene for this engagement of accounting to you, because we exist, because there are people that we have to account to. Now, I'm going to call upon the executive mayor just to give us a closing address, and we close thereafter. We get a vote of thanks from the Speaker of Council, and we close this session and allow you to go home. If you can just bear with us and be patient, just for the last two speakers who are going to be doing closing remarks and a vote of thanks. And thank you very much for being a very good audience.
Nisekhona
Are you here? The future mayors and future MMCs and future speakers, are you here? Future city managers and HODs, are you here? We're really hoping that you understood the essence of your presence here today. We invited you intentionally because we are sick and tired of people saying, I don't understand how government works. But also as government, we don't want to filter information. That's why we took so much time in telling you exactly all the aspects of the city, how we are doing. You will not be able to hold us accountable if you don't understand what we ought to be doing. So thank you so much for being here, our esteemed guests, our stakeholders, our workers. Thank you so much for being here. You have heard from my colleagues, and I think what is important is that you recognize that you have leadership in the city of Tshwane. You have leadership that is honest, that we will tell you where we're doing well and we're gonna brag about it because we are serving you as our communities. But we are also transparent about the challenges that we are facing. But we're not only depressing you with the challenge that we are facing, we are also giving you how we're going to resolve those. But there's no government that ever functions and thrives without its people. The essence of our constitution says the government is by the people and for the people. You may come here as a worker, but you are a South African citizen that needs to feel that your government knows what you need, that your government prioritizes your need. I'm not gonna take too long. My colleagues have went to town in terms of the work that we have done the past 12 months, but also they've given you a glimpse of the work that is going to happen. What I want to say is that for us, we have finished the first 12 months. For those who thought that this was going to be a doomsday coalition, siyahleka, we are laughing because they did not know that what gets us out of bed is stronger than their negative comments. We are united as this coalition. We have the support of our political parties. We are united in what cannot divide us, and that is our desire to see the improved lives of the residents of Tshwane. We have 12 months exactly before the next election. That means we don't have much time. We need to start focusing our energy. We need to pump up our energy to do more. If you thought that what we're saying we have achieved is what you deserve, you have no idea what's still coming in the next 12 months. We need to sharpen our service delivery. The communities that we have not been to, there are communities that says we have not been to them, we are coming. Those communities where we've been, we are saying whatever we've fixed, please do not break it. We are begging communities, take care of the infrastructure. If we have given you a street light, we're not gonna come back to fix yours. We will continue and fix for other communities. We are saying this government will not succeed if the people of Tshwane are not playing their part. And playing your part is that you take pride in the infrastructure that belongs to you. The infrastructure of the city doesn't belong to the mayor, it belongs to the people of Tshwane. We need to continue in terms of the priorities. We need to continue to ensure there's financial stability. Deputy Executive Mayor said the finances of the city, that's the pulse. If the pulse is off, that means there's no blood flowing. That is a dead entity. Now we need to revive and ensure that our finances are stable. We've got a funded mandate that we fought so much, a funded status of our budget that we fought so much. What DM didn't tell you is that in terms of the plans of the municipality, that funded budget was only planned for the next financial year. We were able, together with the cooperation and hard working of our officials, to bring that funded budget a year earlier. And it was not going to be possible if we did not make tough decisions. But keeping this funded mandate, that means the residents must pay for the services that come to them. There are no residents that are exempted unless you are on our indigent register. We are saying the monies that we pay to buy water and electricity, that money must not be stolen through illegal connections on water and electricity. That if you are receiving our services, you must be able to pay for our services. For our vulnerable residents in informal settlements, we have a constitutional mandate to take care of you. But what we're not going to tolerate is to have criminality taking over and creating parallel government and invading our land with the intention of being at the forefront of the RDP list. That we're not going to tolerate. We need to make sure that we hasten our infrastructure development. In Winterfeld, we met a gentleman, a 40-year-old, that says, I've never seen a flushing toilet. That gentleman is going to be a beneficiary of the project that MMC Maluleka was talking about. It cannot be that 31 years into democracy, we still have residents who were born here 40 years ago, born in Hammanskraal, in Mabopane, that those people have not received basic dignity coming from a government. But we cannot only give you these services while we are hungry, while there is no guarantee that you're going to have a plate of food at night, that there's no guarantee that you will be able to afford the school fees for your children, that you will not have guarantee to ensure that your families have improved lives. It does not work that way. Hence, we have taken that constitutional obligation to ensure there is economic development and made it our utmost priority. When we talk to you as people who deserve the dignity of having an income. We talk to you as people who have said, I don't need to be employed. I can start a business. I've got a talent to start a business, and we need to support you on that. It's not a favor. It's not a campaign slogan. It is the responsibility and the duty that we have as government. So you look forward to the announcements that we're going to make. But every human being, it's not complete to say I'm developing this human being if we can't guarantee you safety. In the communities that you are in the business spaces that you are in the schools and in the workplaces that you are in, you must feel safe. You must understand that we have men and women in uniform that are obligated to take care of you each and every day. As I said, what we're not going to tolerate are people who come to our city, want to break our laws and want us to fold arms. That is not going to happen. Is this city, we are ranked, that's just a glimpse of the potential of this city. This city is going to be clean, this city is going to be safe, and this city will have the happiest of residents because you would have a government that understands what you need. But we're going to work in terms of how do we make sure that the city of Tshwane is capable of delivering these services? MMC Moroti has shown you some of the work that we have done and make sure that we strengthen our capacity. We cannot have a city with over 23,000 employees, but we're spending so much money on service providers, on things that the employees can deliver on. So you will see more and more us procuring our equipment, us training our officials to make sure that they do their work. And I can guarantee you that blue uniform that I see in that stand, that orange uniform that I see in that stand, the green overalls you see on that stand, they deliver with pride. Because if they were not, they would not have done the work that they've done this year. Because for the longest of time, this city has not said thank you to the officials of the city. And that's the culture that we need to change. We can talk about everything else, but we want the officials of the city to wear the City of Tshwane logo with pride. And that's something that we can guarantee you on. We continue to make sure that our health services, our social infrastructure is strong, and make sure that we have been able to take care of them. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, from our side as the executive, thank you for joining us in not only celebrating the survival of the toughest 12 months we've had in our individual careers, but also to come and join us as we reflect on how this journey can be possible, not only for ourselves, but also to provide a blueprint to other municipalities in South Africa, to say, as we are upon the era of coalition, you can get political parties with different ideologies, but they can put aside their differences and agree on what unites them, and that is to deliver services to the people. But without your support, this has not been, this would not have been possible. So thank you, and thank you so much.
Now, thank you very much, Mayor, and for emphasizing that the most important asset of any organization is the people, and in this case is the employees of the city of Tshwane. I kindly request that our speaker, Honorable Tshwane, to come and close this session officially, and thank all of you for being here. And I must say, in case I don't get that opportunity, thank you very much for being a good audience, although the fruit nearly disturbed that a bit.
Thank you very much, Program Director, with the opportunity that you are giving me. Let me stand on the protocol that has been established and say all protocol observed. I always like to quote this MMC Ramabud. To ever that believe in the administration that we have in the city that is alive, we are cruising very nicely. It is an honor for me to be here with you today and also acknowledge the work that the administration has made. There are points that the executive mayor, when he started to drive this ship, he made sure that he gave us his her vision and all that we wanted to do, or what he wanted us to do, is to support the vision so that the city can be the city that everyone wants to live in. Let me understand this. This is the capital city, a city that everyone wants to be in. It is important, therefore, that the administration that we have, they strive for unity, they strive for working together. Also the residents. What you must understand, whatever that has been said here, it is not for the glory of this administration, but it is the respect that has been given to you by this administration to come to you and account and to come to you and give a feedback for what they've promised. If you remember properly, last year from October when the administration took over, we went around the city in all regions, mobilizing or having imbizos where the administration was introduced, where the 6 points that the mayor spoke about were introduced. The only failure that we have as administration, not this one. Remember, I served to the previous one from 2023. We have never had imbizo, where we will come and listen to what you are saying and also come back and give a feedback to you on what you have asked us to do. Kukhona ingoma that normally is sang by political parties, not only one party, most of them. The song says, "Isikhalo somntana sihoye." You must listen to the cry of a child, and trust me and believe me, citizens of Tshwane, this is the administration that listens. This is the administration that works with you. We don't want you to follow us. We want you to work with us. Work with us. Let us reach the destination that we all, as citizens of Tshwane, which is the destination of taking an ownership of the municipality and an ownership of our lives in this city. With those few words, thank you very much, Executive Mayor, with your team. You have do us proud. We are very proud, and we are very proud of the team that you have. And Lastly, to you residents of Tshwane, don't lose hope. Anyone can come to the social media and insult the current administration. Don't listen. Don't listen. Listen to the administration, what they are saying. I remember when they started in November last year, the team or the executive was all over in the city, patching potholes, cleaning the street, marking the roads, and it was said by those who were against it, it's only a publicity. This team that is behind me is not doing anything for publicity, it's doing for what you deserve. You deserve to live peacefully in your city. You deserve to have a life that you can be proud of. The mayor just said we are 9 political parties who have formed the coalition. It's not possible to come together. And the leader or the MMC of Environmental and Agricultural Affairs, he said, we are politicians. We are not here to agree about everything. But all that I can promise you is that we disagree to agree. We never allow each one or anyone to fulfill its goal or the goal of the political party. We've got a joint goal that we need to do, is to put this city back to where it belongs, as the #1 city. As a Speaker of Tshwane and the authority that has been bestowed to me, I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you so much.
What?
Yeah.